Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's INT coverage of the Wauseon Indians Liberty Center Tigers high school football game. I'm back. This is Mark Ellenwood. I'll be doing the play-by-play tonight with a repeat performance by Vic Kales as your color commentator, while Steve Haas handles a special assignment aboard the cruise ship Hurricane Rita. Both teams come into tonight at 3-1 overall. Wauseon's 2-0 in league action, with Liberty Center at 2-1 with a big loss to Patrick Henry last week. With that said, Vic, what can we look for from these two teams tonight?
Well, I think if you know the history of these two teams right here, there is a fire in the belly of both these teams. This is going to be an absolute street brawl. You're going to see some hard hitting tonight. And this game's going to come down to fundamentals, who turns the ball over, and I'm just about to say who wants it the most.
These two teams don't like each other, do they?
Not very well. There is a history that goes through almost every sport that just right down the road, 109, something changes. And honestly, they talk about the Wauseon Archibald rival, but I tell you what, every time Liberty Center's mentioned, there is a fire in Wauseon.
Well, I know our friend from Bryan, Johnny Fryman, says that the #1 rivalry in the league would be PH Liberty, with Wauseon and Archibald second, and Montpelier Bryan third, but this has got a rate right up there.
Well, I tell you what, there's no secret. These guys, they're going to be here to play. I think you're in for a great ball game. What better on a Friday night to watch a game like this? We got beautiful weather, and the stands are full. I think we're in for a great evening of football.
Should be a good one. Like you said, you couldn't ask for anything better. You want to set up the lineups for us?
Yeah, let's go over the Liberty Center starting defense. Starting defensive end for the Tigers, number 82, a 5'9", 195-pound senior, Jason Moeller. At left tackle, Bob Black, a 5'11", 210-pound senior. Also tonight, number 59, Jordan Espinoza, a 5'9", 215-pound junior. And number 64, Kyle Hesterman at the other defensive end position. Behind them, in a 4-4 defense, the two inside backers, number 50, Tyler Carpenter, and number 78, Jacob Perchley. The outside backers on the right side, Brett Babcock, and on the left side, Tate Slee. In the defensive backfield for the Tigers tonight, you're going to see Paul Smith, number 28, 165-pound senior. Number 8, Brian Babcock at safety, another 6'2", 180-pound senior. And 6'1", 175-pound senior, Casey Bodenbender. And all seniors in that defensive backfield. That's going to be a tough defense tonight.
Yep, they got those guys are all back, all returning. Well, Liberty Center won the toss and deferred, so Wauseon is set to receive. Ray Martinez and Mr. Demeline back to receive for the Indians.
While we're waiting to receive, we'll set up the Wauseon offense. At tight end, Jumbo Elliott Mealer, coming in at 6'6", 265. Big Kyle Borton, 6', 270-pound junior, number 67 at left tackle. Then Joe Amos is number 53 at left guard. 57, Seth Wise is your center tonight. Tony Hansen at right guard. Tim Burkholder, number 72. At right tackle, Zach Garrow, one of the fastest guys on the team, number 9, at split end. Aaron Emmons will be your quarterback. Seth Schroeder, Jake Unger is your halfback, and Robert Shirey, another halfback. Brad Myers, your fullback, and also Raymond Martinez. Speed to burn with Ray in the backfield.
Well, there's the kick, and we have Dana Demeline taking it on the 10 for the Indians, bringing it up the left sideline, and he's out about the 22-yard line.
Good coverage there by the Tigers.
Showing some of that speed already.
They are quick. They're not gigantic. They've got a couple 200-pound kids, a couple 250s. Actually, I think one of those are not even starting tonight. But generally, they're small and quick. And you know Liberty Center plays fundamental football.
Yes, they do. Well, Seth Wise is over the ball for the Indians. Aaron Emmons brings it up under center. With Ray Martinez in motion to the right, and the handoff to Mr. 44. Brad Myers for short gain, 1 yard. Ball spotted on about the 25.
Mark, you'll notice Liberty Center's in what we call a 4-4 defense, which is a little different than you saw last week. What Delta run was a 5. And for you folks at home that'll be watching the game, when you see this broadcast, a 4, your 2 tackles, your defensive tackles are over the guards, which in a 5, you have a nose tackle, which is over the center. So in a 4, the center is left uncovered.
Emmons under center. There's a snap, quarterback sneak, and might have been a fumble on that play, but no indication yet. Some Liberty players seem to think they had it.
That was a nice audible by senior quarterback Aaron Emmons. That's the thing with the 4-4. If you get a little bit of outside shade on those guards, that leaves a big hole in the middle. And any time an audible was simply a quarterback's option to change the play from what the coach sends in if he sees something. And that's what he did on that play, called a quarterback sneak. And I think they got about 9 yards on that, didn't he?
I believe so. That makes it nice on the third down, gives us some options there. I guess we're going to have a measurement now. But that really leaves that inside open a little bit in that 4-4 for Liberty. Did they just put that in this week? I thought they were, start of the season, they were running more of the 5-3.
Well, Liberty Center, I'm sure, will throw several different defenses. You'll see a lot of teams that they'll throw 4-4, depending on what type of offense you're running. Probably with the size of Wauseon, they're throwing a little 4 at us just to give those linebackers some freedom to use their quickness to an advantage. When you got kids like Borton and Mealer at 270 pounds, you're not going to run over top of them.
Well, it's kind of a change up there for what the Indians were thinking they were going to see. Short gain by Myers, maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, a lot of times the different defenses too will cause a lot of confusion for your offensive line.
Well, it was enough that we got the first down. I think that battle will be won up front this week with the big boys. Okay, we have wide left. And Ray brings it around the left end. And gets popped on about the 38.
That was what we called a 6 front. If you notice there, they had 6 people on the line of scrimmage. Oftentimes, if they don't think you're going to pass and they know you're going to run, they'll put 6 guys up there on the line of scrimmage. And that's what they had, which they had both guards and both tackles and both tight ends covered.
Hand off to Myers, and takes it off the left guard for a gain of about 5, close to the first down at the 45 for the Indians.
Going to be just a little bit short there.
If Brad has a game like he did last week, we're going to see him carry the ball a lot tonight.
Yeah, he had to be tired after that ball game against Delta. He carried the mail quite a bit.
That's a good tired, though.
That was a good tired, yeah. Now they're back in their 6.
Brad bounced it outside a little bit and got the first down.
Well, that was plugged. They put that 6 front up there because they knew Wauseon was probably going to run the ball. Myers got about 3 yards of that on his own with a second effort.
Brad moves lateral real nice.
And you're not going to arm tackle a kid like that.
No, I would guess one of his legs is about as big as me. Just from the looks of it from up here. All the Indians are coming up to the line. We've got a wide left, wide right. Single man in the backfield, and the team Ray's in motion to the right. And is tripped up with no gain on the play.
It's interesting. They're running the 4 front, and they're walking a backer up in there close, trying to cause some confusion on some different shades. And looked like they worked that time because we had the play called right at that backer, and they stopped us right at the line of scrimmage.
He was in there in a hurry. Well, it's 2nd and 9, ball on the 48 for Wauseon. Hand off to Myers, right up the middle off that guard and center combination. May have got close to the first down again.
Nice hole. That is a big offensive line up front there for Wauseon. Probably one of the biggest that's been through here in a lot of years.
And they do have some speed as well as size.
Yeah, I was talking to Zach or Matt Lane this week, and he said Zach Garrow in pads is about as fast as anybody out there.
No kid. There's that quarterback sneak again, and Emmons picks up another 4.
That's a nice call. You know, it's surprising, but Emmons is a 6 foot, 205-pound high school kid. That's good size for a quarterback. So when he's running the ball, you know, that's not a ballet dancer they're trying to tackle. Aaron runs hard.
Aaron runs hard, and from the looks of things, he's hard to bring down. Well, he's up under center. Wauseon with 2 men in the backfield and a wing to the right. Hand off to Myers again, running off tackle that time to the left and picked up 1. 7:05 to go in the first. Second down.
Now you're noticing Liberty Center's getting real nosy up in there with their linebackers because of the success Wauseon's having run the ball. Don't be surprised if you see a little pop pass coming out here. Oftentimes when those linebackers get nosy up in there, it's a time to throw a pass, and that can be costly. Look how tight they're playing up in there.
Hand off to Ray Myers around the right side. He's found a hole. He breaks a tackle. He breaks 2, and he's down to the 15-yard line for the Indians.
That was a beautiful run. You saw a second, third. That was extraordinary balance on Ray's part.
That was great effort. I wonder if we can see that on the replay. Here we go. Nice block by number 21 for the Indians at the point of attack. And Ray just balanced. And nice run.
Two excellent efforts there. Jake Unger was the one that sprung that block there on the outside.
That was a nice block by Jake. That set that all out open. Well, 6:32 to go in the first. Big play by the Indians. First and 10, balls on the 17. Got a timeout here. Wauseon talks it over, or should I say the Liberty Center is probably talking over, wondering how they're going to stop whatever we throw at them right now. Vic, I got kind of a question for you since your experience with Mark. Does in a situation like that where we were talking about it might be looking for a pass with the linebackers getting tight, does the Indian coaching staff like would rather be forced into that situation where they'd have to be passed, or will they, if they see that that those guys are moving up that close to the line and linebackers, that they'll go ahead and call that play even though the running game's running really well?
Well, you know, the other thing that you can do is what you saw there too. When they get that tied up inside, you can also sweep. Now you see Aaron, you know, they're playing that 4. They're leaving that center uncovered right there. And there again, that's a 210-pound center bullying up in there. And so when he's seeing that, he's getting 4 or 5 yards automatically.
Wow.
Now you can't beat that, you know, especially on a quarterback sneak. But yeah, a lot of times they'll sweep, or what they're doing is they're forcing them to make those adjustments. And when you can force a team to make those adjustments, you can pop some big gains on them. Getting them sucked up tight in there with what they call a TED pass, which stands for tight end dump, and they'll spring a tight end and get 20, 30 yards.
Well, we tried that back Ray around to the right side again, and big number 73 for the Tigers smelled that one right out and was right in there. Yeah, that's got to be something to leave that middle open and have Seth Wise at the center. He's a big boy himself, and then Aaron right behind him. The big punch like that, they can go quite a distance on them sneaks.
Well, this is the first time Wauseon's been 3rd and long. Might have to go to the air here.
Aaron's back to pass. He's got Ray out in the flat on the left side. Nice second effort after the Well, the running game's running really well.
Well, the other thing that you can do is what you saw there, too. When they get that tied up inside, you can also sweep. Now, you see, Aaron, they're playing that 4. They're leaving that center uncovered right there. And there again, that's a 210-pound center bullying up in there. And so when he's seeing that, he's getting 4 or 5 yards automatically.
Wow.
Now, you can't beat that, especially on a quarterback sneak. But, yeah, a lot of times they'll sweep, or what they're doing is they're forcing them to make those adjustments. And when you can force a team to make those adjustments, you can pop some big gains on them, getting them sucked up tight in there with what they call a TED pass, which stands for tight end dump. And they'll spring a tight end and get 20, 30 yards.
Well, we tried that back array around to the right side again, and big number 73 for the Tigers smelled that one right out and was right in there. Yeah, that's got to be something to leave that middle open and have Seth Wise at the center. He's a big boy himself, and then Aaron right behind him. The big punch like that, they can go quite a distance on them sneaks.
Well, this is the first time Wauseon's been 3rd and long. Might have to go to the air here.
Aaron's back to pass. He's got Ray out in the flat on the left side. Nice second effort. After the initial contact, Ray picks up another 3-4 yards, and he's down about the 6-yard line.
It's going to be real close to a first down right there. It's going to depend on where they mark it.
Well, the Indian offense looks like they taken off right where they ended last week, and we got an official timeout for that measurement.
I can't tell where the marker is down there on the opposite side of the field, but if it's where I think it is, that's going to be about a half a football length first down.
I think you're right. Well, real quick here, I'll take time to mention and thank our sponsors, the Wauseon Homecoming Committee, St. Casper's Catholic Church, Don's Automotive Group, Wauseon Machine and Manufacturing, the Wauseon Athletic Boosters, Wauseon American Legion Post 265, Larry Jenny Neuenswander, your local Wells Bowling Realtors, Wauseon City Council. Special thanks to Bill Fischio at Dynamic Music and Bill Hammontree's TV and Appliance. And the Indians are about an inch or two from that first down.
I'd say just about an oyster cracker, just from an oyster cracker from the first down. I think we might see a 200-pound quarterback sneak that across there.
I think you're probably right on that, but I got a feeling Liberty may be stacking that middle big time.
They're going to probably go into a goal line defense right here, and you're going to see, you're going to watch their defensive linemen probably use what they call a root hog technique. And that's where the linemen, they put all their helmets down into the ground. And
ball seems to be out, and it looks like Liberty, yes, the official signaling Liberty's ball. Oh, what a shame.
Did not make it.
I think his initial push, he might have got there, but that ball popped out. So with 4:56 left in the first, Liberty takes over. What about the 8-yard line? Deep in their own territory.
Well, that I tell you what, that's a momentum breaker there. That was a great drive by the Wauseon Indians, and to have that to come up with nothing out of that, that's hard in a big game like this.
Little stutter step by the back from Liberty, tried to take it out, picked up maybe a yard or two. Yeah, but I think the Indian defense can get it back for us. I don't see that there's no quit in this Indian team, so I don't expect they're going to have that keep them down.
Well, big number 72, Tim Burkholder, was right in there. He was causing havoc. And I think he was down at the bottom of that pile on that tackle.
I believe so. Juan was right in there with him. Both of those boys are big.
And on the other side of him is an all-league first-team Kyle Borton in there at defensive tackle.
Babcock back to pass.
And that was excellent pass coverage. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
4:13. Boy, the time's going fast here in this first quarter. With Liberty pinned down here, the Indians, good defensive effort, and we'll have that ball right back. It's got to be fun for these guys this year playing. They're all playing so well and playing together. Well, Babcock under center for the Tigers.
Split wide out to the left.
In motion, and they gave it to the short back, and he stopped for maybe a loss on the play. The Indian defense swarming.
That was an excellent defensive series. Just overpowered the Tigers at the line of scrimmage. Those T&Ts up front there, Borton, Burkholder, and Villanueva, absolutely dominating that front right there.
Shades of last week maybe dancing in the heads of the Tigers.
Well, I'll tell you one
Bob
thing.
Black back for the punt. Dana Dummeline on the 50-yard line for the Indians. He slips and he's back up, and he's got it to about the Liberty Center 39-yard line before he's taken down by a host of Liberty tacklers.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about these Liberty Center Tigers, and anybody from Patrick Henry will tell you, it doesn't matter what the score or how far you get ahead of them, they're going to hit you and hit you until that clock runs off.
They're going to play to that last whistle, aren't they?
I guarantee you, any Rex Lindgren team is going to be here till the finish.
Well, I tell you, Vic, from my experience with them and playing against them in the 70s, even then they'd play you. They weren't nearly what they've been in the 80s and 90s, but they would play you. Aaron under center, double handoff to Martinez to Dummeline, and he picks up 6 yards on the carry.
Little reverse counter in there.
I was expecting to see Rex pull the first trick play tonight, but Mark beat him to the punch. That was Unger on the end around there. Okay.
Yeah, just a little wingback reverse is what they call that.
Well, it looked good and it was ran well. The boys executed it like you draw it up. There we go. Mr. Myers picks up a
nice cut play.
Down to the 19-yard line of Liberty Center, so we're right back where we were a few minutes ago. That Indian offensive line playing well tonight.
In what we call the red zone now. Anytime you get the ball inside the 20, they call that the red zone or the scoring zone.
Brad gets through the line at the hole so fast. He likes seeing those backs trying to take him down rather than the big lineman. Well, 2:34 to go in the first. We've got a timeout on the field. 1st and 10 for the Indians on the 20-yard line. So, Vic, you got to talk to some of the coaches this week.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I had a conversation with Matt Lane, who's one of the Wauseon coaches, and had a chance to talk with him about some of the kids and some of the ball club. And he had some great things to say about this group of seniors and some of the individuals. He mentioned Juan Villanueva. He said he was a kid, if there was any kid out there really turned things around, lost over 40 pounds and was in the weight room almost every day. Well, of course, wrestled heavyweight for Wauseon's wrestling team last year, and said he's just absolutely having a great season at defensive tackle for him. So, yeah, he had a lot of great things to say and really was talking up Juan.
That's great. I've been impressed with him all year. Indians with Ray on the end around to the left side. He takes a hit, knocks 3 guys down, and keeps right on going down to about the 9-yard line.
I tell you what, he is running hard tonight. He is, at several times, looks like he was about to go down there, and he is keeping his legs moving and his head up, and he is hauling the mail.
Tell you what, from what we've seen from the Indians tonight, they came ready to play.
They did.
I don't think it's probably too tough to get the boys ready to play these big teams like Liberty. That's what you practice for.
It's always a real intense week of practice when it's a Liberty week. In fact, I was asking Coach Lane this week, if there was really a crossroads for this Wauseon team this year, and he said right after the Napoleon game, he said that group of seniors come back and rallied after that loss. It was 20-6, and really a closer ball game than the score indicated. But he said they had probably the best week of practice they had after that loss. And he said he knew they were going to have some good football this year because they really pulled it together. That
shows the character of these young men.
Well, another
one of those oyster crackers.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope we put this one in the soup this time.
Well, second and short. That gives a lot of options for Mark to run a few plays here. I got a feeling he's just going to get the first down and keep right on going.
Well, they got a 6 front down there, and those linebackers are up in there tight.
Aaron under center. Hand off to Mr. Myers, and he's got the first down and picked up maybe another yard.
Yeah, Brad's got such a great low center of gravity. When he goes up, he runs low and hard. And you can almost see those defensive backs grimace when he comes through there.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be on the receiving end of him dropping a shoulder and letting you know that he was coming.
And that's exactly what you do, is receive when you try to tackle him.
That's
you
right.
Try to tackle a kid like that, you're receiving.
Well, 1:59 to go in the first. Indians in 4-down territory. Ray with a run to the right, off tackle, picks up maybe a couple. Second and goal from the 5.
Down at the 5-yard line.
Seth Wise out over the ball for the Indians. Aaron Emmons brings it up, coming under center. Myers and Martinez in the backfield. Unger to the right in the wing. It's a pass to the left flat to Ray. And he's down at about the 1-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a gutsy call down there, even a very open offense call to pass down there. And amazingly enough, if you complete a pass like that, it's usually a touchdown, but that Liberty defense is absolutely stingy down there.
Well, the fans are getting it up here in the final 30 seconds, and the Indians are knocking on the door. Aaron under the center.
And they are not getting anything back up the middle there.
That quarterback sneak wasn't going, but they've got everybody stacked inside for the Tigers.
There again, it's 4th down and about 1.5 yards. Liberty Center's T&T's down there in the middle is Bob Black and Jordan Espinoza getting a start tonight down there in the middle. And they are
going to run out the clock here in the first.
They are coached by Joe Perchlick from Liberty Center. Joe was a teammate of mine, Mark, at Bowling Green, and he was our nose tackle. And he's got those guys well coached. In fact, Joe's son Jacob is number 78, who's playing that strong side backer for him there.
A lot of coaching connections around the area from Bowling Green, aren't there?
Yeah, and Toledo also. You know, that's one of the things about this area of the country. You know, you've got a lot of Division I players up around here that are involved in high school programs at different levels, and I tell you what, it helps the football programs. It's surprising enough, we were talking last week. Did you know that Ohio is second in having most Division I football programs of any other state than Texas? Ohio has 8 programs that are Division I, and Texas has 10. So a lot of people would think California and Florida, which is 3rd and 4th, would be the top, but a lot of good football. The Buckeyes love their football here.
Oh, they sure do. Well, that's a question I was thinking about earlier in the week that I wanted to ask you after you've lived in Texas for a few years. I don't know if you got a lot of time at the high school level down there to see things, but you know, we always hear about Texas football, high school football, and Florida high school football, but how's it compare to Ohio high school football? Here we go, the Indians. Ray punches it in. Would not be denied. No, that was Aaron Emmons. Would not be denied.
I think that Ray, was that Ray?
Was that Ray?
I believe that was Martinez. He absolutely had 3 guys on his back. And you want to talk about a great effort if we see a replay on that.
He was not going to be denied on that one.
I'll tell you what, don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through. He said he wanted some points, and I'll tell you what, he kept them legs turning.
Well, these guys got to be hungry to get Liberty. I was reading earlier in the week that, we haven't had a lot of luck since 95. One win since 95 against the Tigers, so I know these guys are hungry.
Yes, they are.
Well, a little mix-up, and mishandle of the snap, and try to get a pitch back to the kicker, but here's that touchdown run we were going to see.
Look at that.
Yeah, Ray was not going to be stopped. So, 11:54 left in the first half. Indians are on the board, 6-zip.
Well, back to your Texas question. In Texas, the high school programs even have spring ball down there. That if you're not participating in track or baseball, they actually have spring ball just like colleges do. And I was actually involved with a program. It was called a 4A school, which 5A is the biggest in Texas, but it was called West Mesquite High School. They have actually four big programs there. 2 are 5A. Their stadium mark was 20,000 people.
Whew.
Seated 20,000, just to give you some idea of what high school football is. When I got there, I thought, what small college is here?
I'd say it's pretty big then.
It was the West Mesquite Wranglers.
Well, here's the kickoff. Squib kick.
Nice one.
Picked up at about the 22 for Mr. Slee.
Tackled by Demeline. I'm talking with Matt Lane. I asked him, I said, now which kid will take your jugular vein out on the Wauseon Indians? He said, definitely Aaron Emmons and Dana Demeline. He said those two. And he said, unless all the Emmons boys were going up against each other, they actually had to keep them separated, because if they're competing against each other, they kick it up a notch.
All that brotherly love, huh?
Sibling rivalry, yeah.
All right, Mr. Babcock under center for the Tigers, and a quick hitter. Picks up a first down and about the 45-yard line of the Tigers.
Got him on a quick hitter inside there. Couldn't tell if that was a trap or a gut play, but he hit pretty quick. Looked like a gut.
Paul Smith in motion for the Tigers, and Babcock rolls out and catches him about the 45-yard line of the Indians with a pass completion.
Now, Wauseon was still in the 5, but they were in what was called an eagle front. And if you wonder what an eagle front is, when in a 5, the defensive tackles are usually over the tackles, but on an eagle front, they move down over the guards to kind of shut that middle down. Or oftentimes, they'll just shade in the gap. So they'll call it an eagle shade or an eagle front.
There's that quick hitter again, Tate Slee, but he stopped.
And that was Juan Villanueva in there on the initial hit, popped him out and finished off there by the left side of the Wauseon defense.
Boy, I tell you what, if Juan hit you, you'd know it, wouldn't you?
He popped him a good one. Couldn't get his arms wrapped, but that defense filled in. You got to like that. You love to see a defense swarm.
Oh, yeah.
Defense ought to be like killer bees.
6 or more on the tackle. Babcock takes a snap, and quick hitter again. Number 2, Brett Babcock, his younger brother. He picks up about 4 on the carry. Makes his 3rd and 7.
Now you're noticing Wauseon's going in what they call a shade to the power or the wide side of the field. When you got a tight end on one side and a split on the other, they call that side of the tight end to the power or to the wide side, and they'll shade actually the nose guard over to that side.
Bodenbender wide right, Smith in motion to the right, takes it on the inside handoff. Stopped at about the 36.
And I think he's a little bit short, but I won't be surprised if the Tigers go for it down here on the about the 37-yard line.
Well, they got to try to get some of the momentum switched over.
Yeah, they do. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the ball, or a half.
4th and 3. Tigers are up to the line. Babcock under center brings them out, and it's the quick hitter by Brett Babcock, and I'm not sure if he got it or not. We'll see what the spot says.
I think he got it. It's awful close, but I think he got it by half a football length. It looks where the referee's marking it.
I don't think so.
If he didn't get it, it's going to be an oyster cracker again. That's kind of the funny thing about football, and it is you kind of estimate where the ball goes down, but it comes down to inches where the markers are.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, let's hope we got a little elastic on these chains right here.
I think he missed it by 9 inches.
You're right. I think that was just about 9 inches right there. You heard it right here.
That comes from being a center back in the day. I was closer to the ball, so I can tell the distance on that.
Years of experience speak right there.
Well, with 9:26 left in the first half, the Indians take over on downs. 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line of the Indians.
It'd be nice to punch one in here, wouldn't it? And go
That'd be nice. We got two wide left, 1 wide right, and Aaron Emmons in the shotgun. Hands off to Myers, off tackle, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play.
Well, that was a big hole there, but it closed quick, didn't it, Mark?
They do. That speed of the Tigers got right to the hole and shut Mr. Myers down. Another couple steps, though, he might have turned the Jets on.
Hanson brings in a play for the Indians.
2nd and 7. The ball on the 37 of the Indians. Aaron's under center this time.
And got twins to the right.
One's to the right. Myers with a handoff, over tackle again. Picks up another 2. And maybe 1.
Looks like 3rd and 6. Well, you see what we do here, just about midfield, and you don't want to turn the ball over. And you got a 6-0 lead, but you're really in kind of a passing spot here, but you don't want to throw an interception, that's for sure.
No. Wide left, twins left, and wide right. Ray's going deep, and Aaron let her fly on that one, but he was getting a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he was. Just not quite enough arc on that ball. Threw it out there a little bit way over his head. Want to put us in a punting situation.
4th and 6, we're going to punt. Ray's back. Brett Babcock and I believe it's Slee back for the Tigers.
28 Paul Smith.
Paul Smith. Babcock takes it on the 25, runs to the right, picks up a couple blocks, and he's tackled by Myers on about the 44.
Finally wraps him up.
Nice run.
Ray almost had him and missed him in the backfield there, almost on the initial catch.
We missed a clip.
Yeah, a lot of groans out there, but I didn't see any yellow come out.
No, there wasn't. But boy, that replay showed a couple of them. Well, you can't get them all, right?
Good thing we don't have a jumbotron.
1st and 10 to 45 for the Tigers. Quick handoff right side. Babcock picks up about 5. Second and 6 on the 49 of the Tigers. Tigers to the line. Handoff. Oh!
There was that inside wingback reverse, and Juan Villanueva actually had second helpings on that play.
I think Juan almost took that ball on that second handoff, didn't he?
He had to be salivating. He thought that he might have an ESPN play of the day there. He was about ready to take that handoff, and he ate that back for lunch.
Third and 7.
Nice play by Juan.
3rd and 7 for the Tigers on the 48. Babcock back to pass.
Great coverage there by Jake Unger. That's why he was all league, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, that was nice coverage, and he closed ground quick on that.
Jake was all over Babcock.
He was first team all NWOAL last year as defensive back, and
you can see why.
Ray was second team. So a lot of experience in that Wauseon and talent in that Wauseon defensive secondary.
Tigers hurry up to the line. Wide right, wide left, and a timeout Indians.
And I don't know if was that our first timeout?
Second.
Second timeout, so we got one left. And I don't know if Liberty Center's used any of theirs, but 6:01 left in the half, so it gives us time for a nice drive if we can move the ball here.
Get our hands back on it. I think they had their punter, Bob Black, back in that backfield like they were going to try a quick kick. Well, I'd like to tell you that we have our usual steady guy, Paul McDonald, on the camera tonight. We sure appreciate him. And our stat man, Mr. Jacob Powers. We appreciate the work he does for him. And a special guest on the replay machine, Mr. Grant, back from out west from his TV job. Came in tonight to see the game, and we put him to work.
Martinez back with Demeline.
Bob Black back to punt for the Tigers. Gets a high one away, not real deep. And
that stayed in bounds. Can you believe that?
That was something. That is about the 26-yard line of the Indians.
Fortunately, it died, yeah. Could have been a lot worse. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds, and that thing rolled right down the sideline. That's
sideline and stopped.
What's funny about the oblong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't see too many centers go back to punt, you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough thing to do. I'm glad you. Well, 5:52 up in the half. Indians take over. Unger with a quick hitter and
still going.
Some second effort. Picked up that extra yard. He's got about 3, maybe 4 on it.
I tell you what, these Wauseon backs run hard, and you like to see that in the backfield.
These guys, they've been fun to watch all year. They've even that Napoleon game, they played their hearts out, and just things didn't go well that night. But hey, these guys said, "Heck with that, let's keep right on going." Where's Aaron on that sneak again?
Not as much this time as before, but I think at least a couple more. I'm going to put 3rd and about 3. I think we got to get out to about the 37 for the first down here.
We're keeping everybody tight inside now and pick up some blocks. Ray got that first down, I believe.
Oh, let's see where they mark it here. Boy, that's going to be close again.
You got to take my word, Vic.
Yeah.
First down.
I tell you what, the first downs are going our way, aren't they?
Ray, yes, they are. And Ray is running hard. He's looking good tonight.
With the exception of the goal line stand the Tigers made earlier.
We got Twins right. Aaron takes it out. He's rolling right, looking to throw. Gets it to Myers, the short man in the flat.
A one-handed catch by Brad Myers. Did you see him reach that bear paw out there?
Brad just gets better and better every game, doesn't he?
You know, what can you say about a kid like that? He runs like a low. He's got two moves, through you and over you. And then he goes out and makes a finesse move like that was just spectacular.
That's great. That's what we like to see.
To date myself, he looked like Lynn Swan.
Versatile.
He'll be telling Coach Emmons he'll want to split out next week.
Yeah, we can look for it, huh? I can do it, Coach. Well, 3:40 to go in the half. 2nd and 4 from the 43 for the Indians.
That was good play calling by Coach Emmons also. Kind of loosened that, a nice 7-yard gain.
Aaron brings it out. Gives it off to Martinez around the left side, and I mean
he is running.
He is running. That guy had him by the shirt tail, and he stretched it 3 yards and went for 5.
He was lucky he had a shirt tail because there was a lot of green in between him and some thread.
Here we see it on the replay.
Look at that. He had a whole lot of steam going there, and if it wasn't for that shirt, he's probably been standing by one of them orange cones down there.
Did you play in the days of the tearaway jersey?
No, mine bulged a lot, but it never did tear.
Stretch away?
Yeah.
There's a Myers on a very short gain.
I played in the era of the fishnet jersey. You remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Cloth on the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't real excited about personally. I didn't exactly have a six-pack for a stomach, so, I wasn't really keen on the visibility.
We used those in practice back in the 70s, but
I preferred the dark collars to make you look thinner.
Our backs had the tearaways. Well, Aaron's in the shotgun here with the Indians on 2nd and 10 on the 44. He's rolling right, looking right, and
he's got him. Zach Darrow on the reception.
Got Zach out there for a big first down for the Indians. Keeps it right on moving. 2:09 to go in the half. Ball on 35 for the Indians. Guess he didn't get enough for the first. It's 3rd and 1.
Also got big Jumbo Elliott out there. Elliott Mueller. Well, he's a target and a half, isn't he?
Yep.
Tell you, he is a big boy.
Now Myers gets the first down and 3 more.
Spotted just outside the 31-yard line of the Tigers. First down, Wauseon.
Indians bringing it up.
Now they got Twins left out here in a shotgun.
Ray to the right, going to the shotgun. Looks left to Garrow, and Garrow bobbled it, but
incomplete.
I think Zach was thinking about running that there before he caught the ball.
Yeah, that's real important that you grab that pigskin before you take off running with it. But
well, he had some room.
That pig had some grease on it that time. Yeah, he was all excited. He saw that green and he forgot about the pigskin. Well, you see the pros do that.
Oh, it's more fun to see these guys, though. Okay, Indians going from the shotgun again. The 2nd and 10 on the 31. Ray left, Zach right. Myers back to block. Way to stand in
Got
there.
him.
Aaron's
Beautiful
gets
pass.
Garrow on about the 16-yard line.
Now that's what we call football savvy right there. Did you notice where he put that ball, Mark?
Put it right where it needed to be.
And I'll tell you what, if that would have been incomplete, he put it low, right down in the crowd, and see how that ball was low down in there? That's not going to be intercepted. That's incomplete.
I was impressed by the way he stood in there and stayed right there with the pressure. He could feel that pressure, and he was still there. Out of the shotgun again, the Indians rolling.
Excellent job.
Looking right, got incomplete.
Casey Bender defending on the play. Second down, 10.
Well, I like that call. It was incomplete, but I like that call. Loosen that defense up a little bit. They're getting awful tight in there on our run game. And Aaron's done a great job, especially last few weeks of throwing the ball.
He sure has. Great game last week. Last week's game for the Indians, probably one of the finest games they've had in quite a while. Shotgun for the Indians. Aaron rolls left and picks up
Nice.
Unger. Left on the left flat for a big gain to about the...
Just about a yard short of the first down, wasn't it?
Looked to be.
Or what happened?
Did they call that incomplete?
Did he drop it? I missed the replay. He must have dropped it over there. I couldn't see from this angle. I thought he caught it.
I thought he did too.
So that's going to make it 3rd and 10.
18-yard line, 1:06 to go. You got an official timeout. We changed the ball.
Wonder if somebody spit on it. You know, back in the days of Dick Buckus, he used to be middle linebacker. He'd spit on the ball.
I used to douse it and stick them. Okay, Aaron under
That's
center
showing
here.
your age, isn't it?
Got a pass, throws it up for Ray, but Ray wasn't able to get there. Had to go through the defender to get to the ball, and Ray wasn't about to bring a penalty on us.
Yeah, I think that was good defense there in Liberty Center.
Yeah.
That contact kept him from getting to that ball.
Well, here we go, 4th and 10 from the 18 with a minute to go.
Now, I don't think we're going to kick it, do you?
I don't look for it.
This would be a big first down if we could get this. Just a minute 2 left in the ball game.
And have some momentum going our way big time then. Aaron in the shotgun for the Indians. He looks left.
There he is over the middle. Oh! Broken up there by, who was that? Number 25.
25 for the Liberty defense. Tate Slee had to drop low. So Tigers take over. 1st and 10 at the 18. With 58 seconds to go in the half.
Martinez run a post pattern inside, and Aaron had the ball and the money, but Slee was right there with 2 hands to get on it and break up the play.
That was good coverage. He closed fast.
Well, I tell you what, the Wauseon offense is definitely moving the ball. The stats are probably a little lopsided here tonight.
I would think so. You'd think we'd be leading by a little bit more, but that's all right. Babcock on the end around to the right side for the Tigers.
I think he gets out of bounds.
Yeah. Got the first down at about the 30, 31-yard line. We're going to timeout, reset the chains, pick a couple guys up. Ray Martinez and Aaron. I imagine Mr. Slee's still feeling that a little bit. We hope he's okay.
Well, you sure don't want to let down right here, because Liberty Center is the type of team that can really turn something around in one drive, and they got enough speed that if they break something, they could sure turn it into 6 points.
Yeah, and this is where you look for Rex to throw in one of those trick plays.
Yeah, he sure has a number of those. His winning percentage speaks for itself. He's got a 737 all over, or overall winning percentage. 7-13 in the NWAL. And I tell you, Mark, a lot of people around Ohio don't realize how tough this league is. You know, one, it's 79 years old. It might, if it's not the oldest league in Ohio,
I believe it is.
It's the oldest league, and 79 years. And every year there is teams from the NWL and playoffs and in the semifinals and runners-up and state champs. When I moved up here, it absolutely amazed me how many state champs or schools the size in this league have got state championships under their belt.
Yeah, but you still, to this day, you don't hear about them around the state much.
No, you really don't. I grew up down south in Washington Courthouse and down in that neck of the woods. You don't hear a lot about Wauseon or Patrick Henry.
Well, Babcock rolls out the left, throws left, overthrows his receiver.
A little bit high on that one.
Paul Smith just off his fingertips. Well, I understand there's a couple of big games down in the mid conference down Lima way tonight. Versailles taking on Delphus St. John's, and I think Coldwater and St. Henry go at it.
Those ought to be good games, that's for sure.
That'd be something. Okay, 38.9 seconds in the first half. Babcock rolls out, fakes the handoff, throws right, and had Paul Smith wide open, and he just couldn't hang on to it at about the 45-yard line. You heard some oohs and ahs.
That's that oblong ball again. Hit him in the wrong place. Right in the breadbasket. Well, that's actually a third down, isn't it? I think our chains say second, but our
I think
scoreboard says 3, and I believe the scoreboard's right.
Yep, I think he's taking it back.
Well, actually, it is second down because what do we have? A holding penalty on Liberty Center.
Holding on the Tigers. No wonder he had time like that.
That's where the offensive linemen get famous, right there on the holding penalties. Always enjoyed those.
You probably never got called for that, did you?
Well, yeah, I think I did. I think there were a few times I got called for that.
I got one back in reserve ball. Don't remember getting called for it, but the photographer from the photographer from the local paper caught it real good. Little off tackle play there by the Tigers. 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Indians up 6-zip. 3rd and 25, ball on Liberty 15. I think maybe the Tigers are just going to net. They're going to bring a play in. Babcock's bringing a play in. I don't think he's going to get it off. 8 seconds to go.
That looks like that's going to be the half.
Well, that's it. So the end of the first half. Wauseon Indians 6. Liberty's the center, the goose egg on there. Indians had another chance for one. It would have been nice to have been up a little bit more going into the second half, but pretty good so far. Pretty good first half of football.
Well, I sure hate the fact that we missed that extra point. That could turn out to be crucial later on in the ball game. Now, I tell you this, Coach Emmons is going to go in there and remind them of that, and he's also going to remind them that if they're thinking because they statistically dominated that half they can let down, he's going to probably give them just a few encouraging words, Mark, that they're not going to be able to do that, especially against a team like Liberty Center.
Okay, well, we hope he'll have them ready for the second half, and we'll see you all back here in a few minutes with some stats, and we'll get the second half going. Well, welcome back, everybody, for the second half of the Wauseon Indians Liberty Center Tigers NWL football game tonight. Just had a nice announcement here. The Wauseon golf team won the league today, so congratulations to them. I'll give you some fast stats here on the football game from the first half. Rushing-wise, for Wauseon, Ray Martinez was 9 for 53 yards. Aaron Emmons carried 6 for 20 yards. Jake Unger, 2 carries for 10 yards. Brandon Meyer, 12 carries for 43 yards. Liberty Center side of the ball, Slee, 6 for 17. Brett Babcock, 4 for 21. And Paul Smith, 1 for -1 yard. Passing department, the Indians were 5 of 11 for 39 yards, and the Tigers were 2 of 5 for 15 yards. On the Wauseon side, Ray Martinez was 2 receptions for 11 yards. Myers, 1 for 6. Garrow, 2 for 22. Liberty Center, Smith, 1 for 12 yards. Brett Babcock had a big one for 30 yards for the Tigers. And a stat that stands out to me, and I don't have anything to show you on the time of possession, but the Indians had 9 first downs to Liberty Center's 3. Had the ball for a while there, didn't we, Vic?
Yeah, I tell you what, they ground us some clock out there. Real good ball control by the Wauseon Indians.
Well, second half, Indians coming out with a 6-0 lead. And we're going to get ready to get this one underway. The Indians will be kicking off to start the second half.
Everything we expected in this ball game, wasn't it, Mark? We said before we knew it was going to be a brawl, 6-0, and I'm telling you what, they're fighting for every yard they get out there.
Yep, that's for sure. I'm liking the way the Indian offensive backs are running. They're running hard. They're running with purpose. And the Indian line is just looking great tonight. I think that's where we're going to see it won, is in that offensive and defensive line. Well, there's the kickoff. Bobbled at about the 15 by the Tiger receiver, and he's taken down by 3 Indians and gets just about out to the 25-yard line. So with 11:54 to go in the third quarter, it's 1st and 10 on the 35 for the Tigers.
Well, that huge defensive front for Wauseon steps up into the up to the football. Villanueva and Borton at the tackles.
Like you were talking earlier about Juan in the weight room, it looks like all these guys, they don't seem to get tired at all. They don't seem fatigued. You don't see them standing around with their hands on their hips throughout the whole game.
Well, that's one thing you'll see about a Mark Emmons football team. In the years coaching with Mark, he works them out and makes sure they're in shape. He knows the value of being able to breathe in the fourth quarter, and these guys, they're not going to be under condition.
Yep, you got to be ready to play in the fourth. It's late in those games. Well, the Tigers got facing a 2nd and 7 now. They've picked up about 3 yards on that last carry. Babcock's up under center for the Tigers. He's a senior. He's been I think he's a 3rd-year starter. Quick handoff coming over here to the left side to Paul Smith, and run out of bounds at about the Tiger 45.
Well, that's some of that Liberty center speed we were talking about. I tell you what, he hit that thing like a rocket sled on a rail. He hit that in a hurry, and first down for the Tigers.
He comes around from that far side, and he gets a chance to pick up some speed.
He's definitely covering some turf.
Okay, Tigers, one split wide right. Double wing, man in motion to the right. Babcock back to throw. Under pressure.
Good coverage in there. Baden hop underneath and secondary behind. Tried to throw in the middle there. It was good coverage by Wauseon.
Aaron Emmons out there. I think he got his hands up, and Paul Smith's a little shorter than Aaron's, and I don't think he could see the ball. Both these teams, they got the kids going both ways, a lot of them, so you know they got to be in shape.
Yeah, they do. And it's not easy to play both ways in a high school football game.
Okay, Tiger in motion to the left, quick here to the right side.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Aaron Evans stood him right up.
Right there, you want to see some power. Kyle Borden wasn't quite ready in there. He was just getting down of his stance when they hiked the ball, and just through absolute power, shut that whole side down into a pile. And there was a big pile of Kyle down in there. I'm not kidding you. He slanted down in there and clogged that thing up, and I think Villanueva was actually in on the tackle, but.
Well, those guys got to have big smiles on their face when they shut things down like that. Tigers one wide right and a motion left. Babcock back to throw. Oh, nice stick by Aaron. Timed that just right. Incomplete pass.
Good form tackling on that. Drove him right into the turf. I'm going to say Aaron thoroughly enjoyed that, taking him down into the grass.
I'm guessing maybe his fundamentals are pretty good, being Dad's coaching.
He's been around the football field a little bit. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, that's just how you see it in the textbook, how to do it. Punt by the Tigers. Dana Demeline heading his way with an Indian bounce. Everybody got away from it. So the Indians will take over about the 34-yard line. First and 10 for the Indians. 10-11 the third.
Well, I had quite an experience this week. I saw Kyle Borton's truck for the first time. I don't know if you've ever seen Big Kyle's truck, but he's got "Get Her Done" on the back of it with his football number, and it's everything that you'd expect some offensive lineman to drive who's 16 years or 17 years old. Reminded me of that show Varsity Blues or whatever, that kid had that hog for a dog. I just love that dog.
Now, did Kyle have anything in there?
Well, he doesn't have a hog yet. Maybe we ought to get him one.
Wouldn't that be something? Well, the Indians packed it tight and going inside there. Picked up about a yard, or maybe none at all. 2nd and 10 from the 34. I noticed tonight the Indians seem to, their splits aren't quite as wide as they used to be, but then I see the, looks like a nice hole over here on the tackle. And Ray's coming this way and running hard still. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, one of the things you do when you've got a small, quicker team is cut your splits down a little bit. You widen your gaps with their speed, it puts you kind of at a disadvantage. Looks like Wauseon's going with about 1.5 foot splits across there, which was not extremely small, but with a bigger team, you might have 2.5 foot splits.
Special guest in the booth. Okay, Aaron under center for the Indians. Rolls back to pass.
You know, that was actually a smart play by Aaron. To try to force that one in there would have been a bad thing. Could have got picked off. And, you know, as you play more quarterback, you learn, even though it was, third down, it's better to punt than to throw an interception. That clearly wasn't there.
Well, that comes with being a senior and playing as much as he has. So Martinez is back to punt for the Indians. Smith is deep for the Tigers. Nice kick by Ray. Smith takes it on the 25. And he's shut down by Myers at the 30, so he didn't get a lot on that one. 8:48, clock stops, and Liberty will take over 1st and 10 on about the 40. Yep, check 30.
Yeah, you have to like being the son of a coach. I bet Aaron and the boys get a few skull sessions after skull session going home, wouldn't you think?
I would bet so. Well, a little counter by the Tigers there to the right side.
Actually, they faked that reverse counter and brought it back the other way. And that's the thing about preparing for Liberty Center. They're going to throw all kinds of different looks at you.
You're going to see a different wrinkle throughout the game, aren't you? 2nd and 5 as the Tigers come to the line. Ball on the 35. Wide left. Man in motion to the left. And a quick handoff. Kate Slave at the Indian defense. 51 and number 21 Unger. Third and 3 for the Tigers on the 37. I'm under surveillance. We've got special guests behind us up here in the booth, so we're behaving.
Got it all here in Wauseon.
Babcock keeps the ball himself, rolls right, picks up about 2 for the Tigers.
That looks like a first down for the Tigers. Jake Unger taking the plays for the Indians tonight. Being signaled in by Coach Odell.
Probably not too early, Vic, for us to start thinking about some of our offensive, defensive player of the week for the Indians in tonight's game. Tigers roll right. That ball is Slee.
There's good swarm defense. I tell you, every time you talk to these coaches, they just do not say enough about this group of seniors. I guess they decided the first year they were going to be a good football team, and they have that.
Kind of like looking forward to leaving their mark on the history of Wauseon football, huh? Nice stop by the Indian defense there. Holgrave on the stop for the Indians. Third down 4 for the Tigers at the 48-yard line. 6:11 to go in the third.
Yeah, some of the first teamers from Wauseon getting a breather right now, and that was a very good play by Holgrave.
Babcock drops back fast, pass to the right flat, hits his receiver, Paul Smith. First down, not Wauseon 40-yard line. Seems that the Tiger offense is snapping the ball a little bit quicker and making those plays, bringing them in a little faster and catching us off, the defense off guard a little bit. Okay, here they go. Quick handoff to the second back and a nice stick by Dana Demeline.
Well, they put big Kyle Borton back in that play, and he jammed that thing up again. And that whole right side is just a little different with 270 pounds over there, isn't it?
It sure is. Dana Demeline came up nicely for a stick, put it right.
He put the play away, didn't he?
He sure did. 2nd and 8 on the 38 for the Tigers. So let's see if the Indians defense can buckle down here. Babcock rolls back, throws right. And I don't know if they're going to call that a catch or not. We'll see.
I think
so.
Yeah. It wasn't pretty, but I think if you look at the replay, you're going to see he caught the ball.
Nice
he rolls
fake,
back, good pressure there. And it just kind of, I couldn't see it from that angle.
He had to be on his back and sliding to get it, but it's going to stand.
We don't have the privilege of instant replay here, do we?
Not on the field. So, 1st and 10, Tiger ball on the 26-yard line. Babcock, handoff, stopped.
And
Lost on the
Shirey in there to
play.
break that one up. He was in there, he penetrated deep and cut the legs right out of the guy from Liberty
That's
Center.
where you want to see it. Stop Slee for a loss. 2nd and 11, ball on the 27 now for the Tigers. 4:16. Babcock under center. Two-set backfield for the Tigers. Rolls left, hands off to, going to break some tackles, and he's going to go all the way. Touchdown Tigers for Slee, carries it in.
Well, they found a seam there. He just was a hair of being tackled by number 72, Burkle. Just couldn't quite catch him. It was great backside pursuit, but that left side, there was a hole there, and he found it. That ties us up at 6-6. A lot of football left here, though.
Oh, sure. Well, point after attempt. Kicked by the Tigers. There's the place, the kick. And it's good. Kick was good, so with 3:57 to go in the third. Liberty Center 7, Wauseon 6.
Well, this is where you find out what you're made of. You have a little adversity, and it'll be interesting to see how the Indians respond here. But tell you the truth, I think you can look for a good series coming right back at the Tigers. Coach Matt Lane rallying the troops down there to receive the kickoff.
Take this time to thank our sponsors real quick again, Vic. These are our donors for INTV. It'd be Wauseon Homecoming Committee, St. Casper's Catholic Church, Don's Automotive Group, Wauseon Machine and Manufacturing, Wauseon Athletic Boosters, Wauseon American Legion Post 265, Larry and Jenny Newenswander, your local Wells Bowling Realtors, the Wauseon City Council. Special thanks to Bill Fischio, Dynamic Music, Bill Hammondtree, Hammondtree's TV and Appliance. I'd like to thank Jacob Powers on the stats for us tonight and Paul McDonald on the camera. Thanks, you guys. You do a great job. And thank you, sponsors. Couldn't do this without you.
Well, we got Martinez and Demeline back deep to receive.
How about a big run back for the Indians now? And the ball rolls out about the 21 of Wauseon.
And notice they're kicking it to the right side all the time away from Martinez. I think they've probably scouted and noticed that Ray's got some speed, but Demeline's not slow by any means, but looks like they're kicking away from Ray tonight.
Well, the way Ray's been handling the ball all night, I don't think I'd want to kick to him either.
He has had some nice runs, hasn't he?
He sure has. So the Indians take over on their 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They're to the far side of the field. Almost in the booth. Aaron Emmons under center. The I formation for the Indians. Blocked by Myers, and Ray picks up maybe a half a yard off guard on the right side.
And not much there. Looked like good movement coming off the ball, but it just looked like the hole closed there.
What would that be, 3:30? The 30 play. 2nd 9 from the 36 for the Indians. Linebackers for Liberty are tight. Myers, the ball carrier.
Nice off tackle. You can see the Liberty Center tackles are shading down inside the tackles and actually inviting us what looks like to run off tackle, and looks like Coach Emmons is going to take them up on it when you got a huge offensive line like that.
Are they bringing their linebackers back to the tackle hole then, with those tackles going inside?
Well, they're playing up in there tight and quick. If you see, look how nosy they are up in there, almost daring us to throw the ball.
Aaron back to pass, and
looks like a face mask
I
right
think
there.
we're going to see a face mask. There are a lot of Tigers on that sack.
That's a break for the Wauseon Indians. That was they actually blitzed both inside linebackers on that.
They brought everything but the sink. Well,
they've been playing nosy up in there, and that's that's pretty consistent with a lingering coach team. That was actually a great strategy to put pressure on the quarterback. They've been playing nosy up in there to stop our run, and smelled out the pass and sent a blitz and timed it perfect. But you get caught in a double blitz like that, you're going to pay for it. So you can only go so often running the blitz, and then you get caught. And that was a break for the Indians on the face mask. Actually, both linebackers penetrated that time.
Okay, 3rd and 13 from the 31. Aaron in the shotgun for the Indians. Looks left, throws left. Good coverage by the Tiger defense.
Just a little bit long that time.
Tate Slee on the coverage of Garrow.
Now, some of you at home might be wondering why the Indians didn't get a first down on that face mask call. That was inadvertent. It's just a five-yard penalty from the point of the foul. So that's why you didn't see 15 yards and an automatic first down. If it's a flagrant face mask, that would have been a 15-yard penalty.
Okay, Indians back to punt. Ray Martinez, the punter for the Indians. Snap, kicks high, not real long. We're going to get a Tiger bounce, but the Indians get all over it. Stop it at the Liberty Center 44. 2 minutes to go from the 3rd. That was quite some coverage on that last play for the defense for Liberty Center. I kind of thought maybe we'd see a flag, but I wasn't down there.
Well, Ray actually had a couple steps on him, just a little bit overthrown. It's a hard pass to throw that deep.
Hey, Babcock under center for the Tigers, and we've got motion in the backfield.
Yeah. Just going to back them up 5 before we start.
Number 34 in there for the Tigers on offense. The backfield now, John Gritman. First we've seen him tonight.
You always got to get excited. You get on camera with your first snap from center, and you get a penalty.
5-yard walk-off back to the 39-yard line. First down, 15.
But maybe a little first play nerves there a little bit.
I think John was playing earlier in the year. I don't know if there was an injury or just competition. Fumbled!
A fumble.
I think the Indians might have got on it. No. Babcock carrying that ball like a loaf of bread
I
headed
think
home.
he was actually trying to hide it as if he didn't have it. And who was it? Was it Jake Unger come up behind him?
Knocked it out for what? 5 yards?
Just went out of bounds, almost an Indians recovery.
Oh, that would have been a nice break for the Indians to take the ball over there. I think he might have gained 5 or 6 on that, didn't he?
Yeah, actually made a couple of yards on that fumble.
Now it's 2nd and 8 on the 46. Babcock rolls right to throw. Looks like he wants to run.
Wrapped up there by Emmons. Out past the first down marker, I believe, though, wasn't it? No, not quite.
I think he's short. But it'll make it 3rd and short.
Boy, these Tigers just keep coming at you, don't you?
They sure do.
And you knew from the beginning of the ball game it was going to be this type of game.
Babcock keeps the ball off tackle, gets the first down and 3 more. Stopped by Juan on the far side.
Now you notice they're running that right side quite a bit away from the size of Borton there. And I think you're probably going to see the Indians pick up on that a little bit.
Less than a minute in the 3rd quarter. Babcock under center, 1st and 10 at the 42.
Right up the middle, and
quick hitter. Picks up about 4.
That linebacking crew for the Indians, Unger, Badenhop, and Emmons standing in there.
Gritman's got fresh wheels for the Tigers.
And here it comes.
Here comes Smith on the.
Stepped up by Dimmeline and wraps him up.
Well, that play like that gives Smith a lot of time to pick and choose his hole as he brings that around. So here we are, end of the third. Liberty Center 7, Wauseon 6.
We're going to take a little time and switch field position here.
Fast third quarter.
Yeah, the way both these teams are running the ball, it's not taking long to eat up that time.
Again, congratulations to the Wauseon golf team winning the league championship today.
Well, looks like Coach John Precht is talking to the defense, the defensive coordinator. John's been around for years and knows a lot of football. He has coached and taught here at Wauseon well over 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
And he is a very fine defensive coach. He's a fine coach all the way around. But a lot of years of experience there in that defensive huddle right now for Wauseon.
There's some age prowling the sidelines down there, huh?
He's seen a few of these. Quite a diversity of coaches actually down there. We got Bill Green, who's actually been around for years, and Ryan Odell and Todd Wise, who, well, I think they've been around 5 years or more now. And then the freshman coaches of Kreiner and Chad Burt, and junior high coach Joe Allen down there. So a lot of Wauseon coaches down there coaching them up.
Now's the time. Quick pass to the flat by Babcock to number 25 for the Tigers. Tate Slee, reception on the first down.
Little quick slant pass to the split out. The Liberty Center first down. Joe Borton comes out for a breather. Shirey out here, defensive end to the wide side of the field. They run a quick hit up the middle again.
Aaron Emmons on a stop for the Indians. Slee on a carry for the Tigers.
Liberty Center seems to have found a spot there in that middle. They're working that quite well with that quick hitter.
2nd and 6, ball on the Indian 21 for the Tigers. Babcock under center, 2-man backfield. Tate in motion,
outside,
Paul Smith in motion, and he got drugged down. Jake Unger on the stop for the Indians.
Got to make a stand here. You got, I'm sure Liberty's probably not going to go for a field goal out here if they come up short. They're in 4-down territory. So they got to make 2 stops here.
See the D step up now.
This is
3rd and 8, ball on the 23.
Definitely a critical drive right here. This is a critical play. One of the biggest plays of the game right here.
Tigers split left and right.
Right
inside.
up the middle and no go. Looks like he got about 2, and that's going to be short of the first down by about, what, 4 yards?
I think so. Gritman on the carry.
So let's see what the Tigers are going to do here, Mark.
Pivotal play now in this game. 4th and 4. Ball on the 19.
This may be the biggest play of the ball game as we know it right here.
Fans are getting it up for the Indians on trying to get the defense riled, ready to go.
Defense is set.
Same formation as last. Babcock back to throw.
Deep
Throws
in the
it
end
deep.
zone. And he caught it, but was he inbound? It is a Liberty Center touchdown.
9:36 to go.
I do not know how he caught that. That was good coverage.
It really was.
I think Dimmeline was on him every step of the way, other than he was a little bit taller than Dana. But I tell you what, I think he just went up and got it and landed in bounds. But that was a hair and a trigger, and scored for Liberty Center. Well, this is a huge extra point right here.
It's
and he
good.
got it. So we're going to have to get a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie this up, Mark.
9:36 to go in the game. 14-6 Liberty. Here's that pass. Here in the replay, Vic.
Well, I tell you what, he couldn't have thrown it any more perfect. It took a perfect pass to score.
He put it right where he needed to, didn't he?
That was an incredible play. And you really can't fault Dimmeline too much on that coverage because he did everything you could possibly do.
I think that's one of the first we've heard from Mr. Bodenbender for the Tigers all night, and it's a touchdown.
Now you see senior DB Martinez out there giving him some encouragement.
Well, there's time for the Indians if they get it going like they had it rolling in the first quarter.
Well, there's definitely time here.
Tigers taking their time getting out for the kickoff. Well, you suppose they're going to squib it and give us a little shorter field to work with? Or are they going to drive it deep and take their chances with Dimmeline or Martinez on a return?
Well, what they've been doing is kicking it to the right side over to Dimmeline to kind of stay away from Martinez. We'll see if that holds to be true again. So last time they kicked it out of bounds, and they may not want to take that chance either.
And
so
we're switching sides, and Ray's gone to the other side.
And they do.
Short man takes it for the Indians.
Good field position there.
Brings it to the middle. About the 36, 37. The Indians will take it from there. 1st and 10. Well, we need to drive her down right now. Get a quick 6, 7, and go from there.
This is a big drive for the Indians.
How about the touchdown on the 2-point conversion and tie it up right now?
Yeah.
That'd be all right.
And we have overtime in high school football now, so.
Aaron with the handoff to Ray. Ray couldn't get much on that going around the right side.
Number 50, Tyler Carpenter in there for the Indian or for the Tigers.
So it looks like we're going to have 2nd and about 14 for the Indians.
That's not how you wanted to start the drive.
No, we need to be going the other way. Aaron rolls left.
Oh, and that's fumbled, but are they going to call it inbounds or out of bounds? I don't think that referee was over there in position to make the call.
I think he's going to call it out.
There's the replay right there. And it was out of bounds. That was a good call by the official.
Smith on the coverage for the Tigers there.
That could have spelled disaster.
3rd and 23.
8:37 to go in the 4th. We're looking at 3rd and 23 at the ball on the 23 for the Indians. So we're going the wrong way right
64
now.
Hesterman in there on the pressure.
Aaron under center for the Indians.
Oh, there goes
Nice
Ray.
fake.
He's outside.
Ray.
He's got. We got a.
And we got a flag on the play.
Yeah, there's a flag. That's not good.
Not where that's at. Usually the hold.
Looked like he had some green there, and all of a sudden run out of room.
Wow, penalty against the Tigers.
Oh.
Wow, what a break
There's
for
a
the
break
Indians.
For the Indians. Comes at a good time.
Couldn't ask for a better time, huh? Wow, 2 big breaks for the Indians in this series so far.
Looks like they're talking it over. I still hadn't seen an indication of what the penalty was. Did you?
No, I missed
They're going to
that.
mark off
But it's going to be a big
at
one.
least 10, 15. Must have been face mask or personal foul. What was that?
Personal foul. Well, that's what the Indians needed now. With 3rd and short, we need to get the first down. 8:27 to go in the 4th. 3rd and short, less than a yard.
Oh,
And we got a Indian
illegal
lineman.
procedure.
Timeout, Tigers?
That might have saved us right
Wow.
there because that left guard was moving when he called timeout. Tell you, that's another break
That's
for the Indians.
3 in this series. How about that?
That's all right. We'll take them.
You betcha.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I tell you that.
We need that right now. So we've gone from, what was it? Third and 23. Now it's 3rd and less than a yard on our 46-yard line. No mistakes now, boys. Concentration.
Liberty Center back on the field, and Emmons has got him back in the huddle again.
Rex is probably over there going, why did you call timeout? Okay. Seth Wise out over the ball for the Indians. The rest of the line up. Aaron Emmons under center. Running from the eye, splits left and
They've
right.
got everybody in the bank up there.
Second man
They send
through.
Martinez up for the first down.
And I'm hoping we got a decent spot on that. We got that. I think so. No indication yet, but first down Indians. Okay.
And they're going to move the chains.
Need to keep this drive a-going. Haggard at the end. 8:13 in the 4th. Aaron starts to roll right, hands off to Ray, and he picks
Nice
up a
hole
bunch
there.
of yardage. Running off the guard and tackle for the Indians. 2nd and 10 on the 47.
And I'd say that was a good play call by Coach Emmons.
Nice execution by the Indian lineman. Running from the eye again, splits wide to both sides.
They got that.
Aaron picks up the first down on
There
a
it
quarterback sneak.
Good audible there by Aaron Emmons.
Saw that hole and called his number.
He did that last week a lot against Delta. They leave that uncovered, and he audibles up there, and that's a good chunk of yardage. 3rd down and about a yard.
About 7 minutes to go in this game. Aaron Emmons under center. We're running straight from the eye with the splits wide left and right.
Wauseon on a good drive, and I don't think he got it. There was another effort
Second
in there.
effort by Ray.
But let's see where the spot's going to be. Yeah, there was an extra effort in there.
Oh, that is close. That is close.
Awful
They're gonna
close. I guarantee you we're going to go for it if we're short.
Okay, 4th and 1.
4th down and 1 yard.
About 6.5 minutes to go.
And we're going to have to make this one right
We're
here.
going to go over the big boy.
I would go right behind Jumbo Elliott and big Kyle Borton right here.
Evans under center, hands off to Myers.
That's exactly where we're going.
Myers,
I'm going to tell you that is bread and butter right there. Those two are about the size of a Subaru over there, and I'm not kidding you. You throw it back behind those two, and they're moving some earth.
They're going to push some people backwards, huh?
Well, I don't think Liberty Center was surprised. They shot a linebacker in there, and they still couldn't do anything about it.
Same formation for the Indians. 1st and 10 on the 40. Quick hit pass.
Oh, that was good defense by, who was that? Almost too quick. Timed it perfect there by number 28.
Phil Smith for the Tigers. Zach Garrow on the reception for the attempted reception for the Indians, but incomplete. I don't know.
He smelled that one out, didn't he? But
oh, boy, that was a close call.
Yeah, it was.
In fact, the way Paul grabbed his helmet, I think he thought he was going to get flagged.
Yeah.
Here we go, Ray around the right side, trying to get off tackle, and nothing there. Maybe a yard or two. Big 3rd down for the Indians.
Well, Liberty Center gets real tough down there in their own territory, don't they, Mark?
They sure do.
That's what you call the white knuckle defense.
They know when it's time to buckle down and try to get the stop. Well, 3rd and 9, ball on 39. Indians need it here. We got twins left. Aaron in the shotgun. We got time. Picked off by, and he could be.
There's nobody going to get him. I don't. No.
Takes it back to the inside.
And there's a penalty down, though. There is a penalty. 2 flags, and it's against Liberty Center.
That one's coming back.
That one is coming back. But I don't think they're going to lose possession because I think it was after the interception.
After the interception. Picked it off about the 38 and had clear sailing.
Absolutely clipped him from behind. And how would you like to have to go over to Coach Lindgren after that?
Not me. They'll be talking about that watching film next week, and I'm sure he's going to point that out.
He might mention that.
Well, 5:15 left. It'll be 1st and 10. The ball on the Indian 38 for the Tigers as they come up to the line.
Well, they got double tights, meaning 2 tight ends. They got nobody split out, and they got 2 in the backfield with a
Griffin and Slee in the backfield. And Babcock keeps it around the left side. They're going to try to keep their hands on the ball down here.
They are not going to do anything risky here. They got an 8-point lead, and you are not going to see anything fancy.
Sure, Rex is telling them 2 hands on the ball.
They put in 2 tights, and they run a strong left formation there. You hear strong left and strong right. What that means is if they run a T formation, they'll take a wing back and put it right outside the tight end. So you actually have a tight end in the wing, and they call that the strong side. So they're usually, you're probably going to watch them do that. You're going to watch them put a strong formation to the wide side of the field, and they're going to play blood and guts protected football right here.
Liberty Center football. Well, both teams are coming back onto the field. So where the Indian defense got to step up and make their own breaks now.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to strip that ball and get that thing on the ground and get a turnover here. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get an interception.
Okay, Babcock under center, 2nd and 9 on the 37. Slee and Tate in motion. Handoff to Slee. Takes it off the left side. Timeout, Indians. No, until that interception, I don't think we had any turnovers tonight. Not a good one. Good time to have one for the Indians. But we thought something like that might make the difference in this game.
Yeah. It has been everything we expected up to this point.
Oh, it sure has.
And I'll tell you this, anything can still happen. If you're a Wauseon fan and there's still 5 minutes, that's a lot of football to play here.
Yep. Yeah, if you haven't read the paper this Saturday morning and you're still watching this and haven't heard anything, don't go away. Keep watching. Third and 7 on the 35 for the Tigers. Babcock back to throw. Fires right, overthrows his receiver. Number 28, Paul Smith, covered by Ray Martinez.
I did not expect to see that, Mark.
I tell you what, had Ray been coming toward the ball and had a chance at that one, he would have had clear sailing.
He absolutely could have had some green.
All green and nobody was going to get near him.
But sometimes when you run the absolute unexpected, you can make a big play. But I sure didn't expect to see Liberty Center throw one out in the clear across the flats like that.
Well, now 5 minutes left in the game. 4th and 7 for the Tigers.
This is a big play for Wauseon.
Need a big defensive stop here. Take over on downs. Babcock under center for Liberty Center. Trying to draw the Indians offside.
Couldn't do it.
Had to take a timeout.
Good job by the Indians and not jumping. And Liberty is probably going to try to, well, if they don't go for it, they'll probably try to coffin corner here.
Wow, maybe that was an official timeout.
Well, the one official's holding a flag, but I don't know if he threw it or not.
Says, now, fellas, keep your flags in there or give them to me. You know, years ago, Vic, Coach Fruth, back when I was playing, told us a story that happened in the 60s where the flag was flying so much that night that I believe it was one of the Indian defenders got so upset that when it got thrown one time, he grabbed it, and none of the officials saw him grab it, and he kept it, stuffed it into his pants, and they held the game up till they got it back. Okay, punt by the Tigers. And it bounces out about the 10-yard line of the Indians.
Well, deep in our own territory, but not pinned down too deep. We got some room to operate.
And we got 4 minutes and 51 seconds to do it in.
And I don't know how many timeouts we have left, but I think we may only have one, if any. So we may have to air
I think we got one left.
We may have to air the ball up here.
Are we going to go vertical? Send Ray?
Well, I tell you what, he's been open several times. Just got a couple steps, but that's an awful hard throw to make. It's a pinpoint throw.
Well, Aaron's under center. Quick pitch to Ray around the left end.
There's a sweep, and I couldn't. Defensive end for Liberty Center, who's that Hesterman, made that play. He shut down that.
He just kind of bottled everything up.
Jake Unger out there trying to block him, and he bottled that up and made the play. Lost about 5 yards on that one. Now we got him spread out here.
Hesterman throw by the Indians. Just out of the reach of Jake Unger. Looking at 3rd and 15 for the Indians with the ball on the 10-yard line.
This is
4 minutes to go.
Definitely not where we want to be. But Aaron has got an arm. He doesn't have a problem making a long throw. So,
well, maybe we can catch some of the Liberty defenders sleeping back there. I doubt it, but like you said, they play to that final whistle. So,
well, there's no one in the middle. But he is sacked from behind by number 64. That's Kyle Hesterman again. I tell you what, that kid has played a heck of a ball game tonight.
He sure has. Aaron smart enough to stay out of the end zone on that. And Indians are dropped at about the 1-yard line. So punt team's coming in. Facing a 4th and 15. 4th and 24. Check that. 3:30 to go in the game. Ray's at the back line in the end zone for this punt. Snaps there. Ray's got the kickoff, and it's high and short to the side.
Only out to the 18.
Not really where you want to give the ball to the Tigers with 3 minutes to go.
It's almost like the Christmas presents have been opened and it's time to take the lights off the tree.
Ouch. Well, a big turnover would help right now for the Indians. I don't expect we'll see that pass we talked about earlier either.
I'm beginning to wonder. You never know.
Splits left and right for the Tigers. 2-man backfield, handoff to he's down at the 12-yard line. With 25, Tate Slee on a carry for the Tigers.
Wauseon calls timeout.
That'll be the last timeout for the Indians with 3:10 to go in the ball game. 2nd and 6. Ball on the 17. Well, Vic, you've been thinking about a offense and defensive player of the game for the Indians?
Well, I tell you, I think my pick for offensive player of the game might be Brad Myers or Ray Martinez. Probably Ray Martinez, the way he run hard this evening. He had some excellent runs, so I would say that my pick for offense would be Ray.
Took the easy one, huh? Well, I tell you what, on defense, I think tonight, just for the fact that he was there, he made a difference in the calls for the Tigers. So I'm going to give it to Mr. Borton over there.
He definitely plugged some holes.
He did. He did, and he made them run away from him. So for that, I'm going to give him the defensive player of the game. Babcock with a quick handoff. He's down near the 10 for the Tigers.
Takes us under the 3-minute mark.
3rd and 2 for the Tigers now.
We cannot stop the clock at this point.
2:48.
And if they get a first down, it's going to be in the books. So a big play here for the Indians.
Babcock under center for the Tigers. Everybody in tight. Quick handoff
and
to
he's hitting
Slee.
the line of scrimmage.
Aaron Emmons.
That's going to be real close.
Aaron Emmons and Justin Hugfree on the stop for the Indians.
He actually got him hit in the backfield, but his momentum may have gotten the first down, and even if it didn't, I guarantee you on 4th down, they're going to go for it.
and they're not going to be throwing this ball.
And I would bet you 57 cents on that.
I'll bet you're right. Well, I think some adjustments by the Liberty coaching staff and at halftime must have saw something that they liked and took advantage of it in a few breaks.
Well, I tell you what, it's not what we wanted score-wise, but I tell you what, this is a great group of seniors here for the Wauseon Indians, and they've fought hard tonight.
They sure have.
That's one thing you come watch this group of boys here. They are, it's not because they don't put out the effort.
2:15. 1st and 6 on the 6. 1st and goal. Babcock taking his time, maybe trying to draw the Indians. Hand off to Slee, tries to get around the left end, and let's just say there's 4 Indian defenders weren't in on that tackle.
Yeah, Dimmeline being one, and
the rest of them were there.
54, Brian Badenhop in there, middle linebacker.
Second and goal. 1:30 to play. Babcock under center. Hand off to Slee. Juan is all over that.
The big Juan.
And he
was in there.
Arose him for the loss. Third and goal with a minute to play. Tigers break the huddle, bring it to the line. Man in motion, hand off to Slee. Right side stopped by Shirey.
Stacked up at about the 5-yard line. 4th and goal.
And I think that's going to take the clock down to 0, isn't it?
I would bet they're going to let it run out, Vic. Nothing the Indians can do to stop it.
Well, a hard-fought battle here. Coming up just a little bit short.
Delay of game.
4 seconds left on the clock.
Well, a delay of game on the Tigers, so they're going to march them back a little bit, but
5 yards. Probably by the time they run this play and they get unpiled, the clock will be stopped. But might give one play. I don't know if the clock will start or not. We don't have any time. I don't change the possession if the clock will stop. I would guess what you're going to see here is him take a snap and probably run backwards a little bit and try to run out some clock.
Run it down, and they'll call it the game.
Put 2 hands on it.
Sends a man in motion, hands it off. Slee runs right, left, and
that's the ball game.
The game.
Well, a hard-fought ball game by the Indians,
Yep.
Mark.
Not the way we wanted to see it end, but 14-6. Liberty Center win, but good game.
Failed to capitalize on short yardage down the end zone, and that kind of was the difference of the game.
Yeah.
But credit to these boys, they fought hard.
And there's a lot of season left. We're halfway through the season. Could still end up with a really respectable season for the Indians. Can't take anything away from either one of these ball clubs. They both played hard tonight.
They did. They played their hearts out, and there's going to be a lot of good football left for Wauseon and Wauseon fans.
Yep. Well, Vic, I got to thank you for filling in for me last week and filling in for me again this week as I moved over to Steve's chair. Like you said,
pleasure.
Steve's special assignment down on his cruise ship, Hurricane Rita, as I like to call it. That guy can pick the heck of a time to take a vacation. It seems like those guys walk into a hurricane every time they go down. Well, everybody, we thank you for watching us this evening or this morning. Once again, Indians 6, short into the sticks with the Liberty Center Tigers walking away with 14 on the scoreboard. So for everybody here at INTV, we thank you and say join us next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.